Welcome to the third episode of the International Volleyball Academy, where a successful coach and world-class player teaches you how to play volleyball from the very basics. They've already shown you how to play with your fingers. Now it's time for the basics of the bump pass.
Calm arms are the basic mantra of serve-receive in volleyball. To achieve mastery, let's clarify the basic elements.
First, how to bring your hands together. The fingers and palms can dig into each other in different ways, but it is important that the pinky rolls of both wrists touch. If this condition is met, notice the forearms touching each other, including the elbow area. The arms are tensed and turned upwards with the inside of the forearms. The elbows are pushed forward and the wrists are pushed downwards. The shoulders are pushed forward and the head is bent. This results in a sunken chest or arched back. When receiving a slow ball, pushing the shoulders forward contributes to the bounce. The feet are staggered side by side in a position wider than the shoulders. The weight of the feet is on the toes.
In the first exercise, the children try to keep the ball on their outstretched arms so that they realize that the arms are supposed to be calm. Because they tend to swing them like a baseball bat, we look for exercises that encourage children to work with steady arms. For example, by stopping a bouncing ball on their arms.
Beginnings are associated with setbacks, caused for example by poorly formed arms or lack of footwork. But don't worry, if you are consistent, these problems will soon be eliminated. From the beginning, the ruthless principle applies. Active legs, calm arms, keep rolling the ball.
In this exercise, the ball is already coming over the net, so far in a slow parabolic flight path, where the child has a chance to react by moving his feet to the estimated trajectory of the ball.
But now we have to tell the truth. The ball usually doesn't fly on a slow parabolic path as in this shot, but very fast from 60 to 120 kilometers per hour on a flat path. A player doesn't always have the chance to receive in front of the body. A player must receive a fast-flying ball in different positions. To do this, he needs a different technique than the basic one. Often the ball even goes quickly to the head and the player has to rotate his torso.
The player must be prepared to deal with these situations, and these exercises will help him to do so. From simply catching the ball with active leg movement, where the boys imitate the work of the outstretched arms, and concentrate mainly on the lateral movement of the legs through drills where the ball has to pass between the outstretched arms, holding the jump rope, to catching where the ball is clamped between the forearms at relatively high speed.
If the player does not follow the above-mentioned principle of calm arms and active legs, he has no chance to be successful.
Now we will modify the exercise where the children stop the bouncing ball on their arms. What's new is that the ball is coming in fast on a flat flight path, and that's not easy anymore.
But the kids can handle it because they have the tools we have armed them with. It's a bit more difficult to receive serves, and players often have to fall in difficult situations. But we have time for that. The important thing is that we know how to tame the ball, and we have learned the principle: active legs, calm arms. We already know that the ball normally comes to the player, who is supposed to receive it very quickly and with a flat trajectory. Therefore, we have equipped the children with tools that allow them to effectively manage this situation, just like volleyball masters.
However, younger children do not fly the ball so fast yet. They most often discover moments when the ball flies slowly and the trajectory of its path is parabolic. And in such situations, the player has plenty of time to make bigger movements with his feet.
Due to the low flight speed of the ball, players use a technique that comes from the impulse of the legs. We are talking about a concentric mode of movement, when the arms and of course the legs push in the direction of the played ball, and this is just different from receiving a fastball when the player absorbs the speed of the ball.
Simply said, we push the ball at low speed, whether the ball is in front of us, beside us, or behind us.
However, this method is not ideal for situations where it is necessary to receive a fast ball with a flat flight path. In this case, it is necessary to absorb the speed of the ball, We are talking about the so-called eccentric mode, when the arms are pushed in the opposite direction to the played ball.
Nevertheless, it is essential that children go through a phase where they learn to handle balls flying in a slow parabolic path, and at the same time, it is necessary to prevent the formation of incorrect habits. This is achieved through drills where the bump is followed by another type of activity, which leads to calm and controlled arm work during bump pass. First, the ball is caught after the bump, and later it's set. The bump set combination is well suited for various preparatory games that are attractive to children. We have to accept that some technical deficiencies will creep in again, such as the familiar arm flapping.
In the end, we arrive at the correct technique, but this is only a prerequisite for the technique of receiving a serve. Don't worry, I'm sure you can do it.
At the age of 12 to 13 years, players are already able to combine a bump with a follow-up attack, which brings them closer to real game situations where, after a serve or an attacking strike of the opponent, the ball arrives to the receiving player at a higher speed. And thus we have moved from receiving a slow-flying ball to receiving a fast-flying ball, which the player will use when receiving a serve. As we said in a previous episode, the game should always complement practice. This one focuses specifically on free balls.
At the beginning of this video, we were still catching the ball, and the most important things were: the little fingers must touch each other when hitting the ball. The elbows of the outstretched arms must touch each other and push forward. Wrists curl down. The shoulders push forward towards the ears. Legs are spread wider than the shoulders. When you progress from catching the ball to bump pass, keep in mind, distinguish between a bump pass on a free ball and a fast ball. There is more time to move under the ball on a free ball. To play a fast ball with bump pass, the player must master a wide repertoire of foot movements in practice. The player has to perform a different action after bump pass to force the player to rebound with steady arms. Key principle is simple: active feet, calm arms.
And in the next episode, we'll focus on the legs. This is the most important element in receiving a serve. You have a lot to look forward to.